What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of She, Her, They. I'm your host, Lauren, but everyone calls me Kittens. I have a very special friend joining me for today's episode. Her name is HAYLEY KIYOKO, but you might also know her as Lesbian Jesus. She's an amazing artist who sings, dances, acts, and has given a voice to an entire generation of young queer people through her music. Her songs and groundbreaking videos shed light on moments in a queer woman's life that are almost never represented, especially on the mainstream pop stage. In this episode, we chat about the decision to come out as an artist, the importance of queer representation in music, first crushes, and silencing negative self-talk. Let's get into it. Just a reminder that since language around identity is very nuanced and ever-evolving, some terms here may become outdated. This is meant to be a safe and inclusive space, so I'm going to do my best to constantly learn and stay on top of changes.
And
all right, we have HAYLEY KIYOKO here today. We love HAYLEY. How do you identify pronouns and sexuality, whatever you prefer?
I'm a she, and I'm gay. High five. Thanks so much for having me. So excited to be here. Obviously, We've been friends for a long time, so excited to hang out.
Yeah, same. This is so nice. I'm so excited because when I was putting this whole playlist together, I just really obviously wanted to highlight up and coming new artists, but also the iconic community leaders.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I would have been a complete douche if you were right on there.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Okay, so I have a few fun questions for you.
Okay.
And the first one is, did you feel a difference in your creative process after you came out?
I mean, yeah, definitely. I think I would probably say most artists probably feel a big difference because it's like you're unmasking yourself, or you're unveiling this truth that has always been a part of you. And I used to write songs and I would be kind of playful with the lyrics, where I was kind of hiding innuendos and
playing the
obviously playing the pronoun game, and then finally being able to say she and her, and my music just felt, it's not that I wasn't truthful before, but it just felt more authentically me.
Totally.
And so it felt more freeing as an artist, and I think it was more fulfilling for myself more than anything.
Totally. That makes total sense. I feel like for everybody, at least knowing some of my friends who came out later in life, just seeing their personality shift after they came out, just there's this whole other level of openness and freedom that I think is just, it's so interesting to watch. And of course it would affect people's art. So it's really fun to see that transition. Cause you were making music before you came out. So
yeah, I mean, I released one EP before I would say when I released Girls Like Girls on my second EP, This Side of Paradise, that was when I was coming out. And that was a scary moment. I remember I was writing that EP and I had written Girls Like Girls, but I wasn't planning on releasing it because I was I'm going to let myself be successful first, and then I'll let people know, hey, this is who I really am. And there was, I forget what the moment was, but I had a moment where I was just F it. I'm just going to put it on the EP, and why would I wait? And so, and that was I feel like that was really the beginning of my journey, just really being my true self.
I love that. That's so huge. Do you feel like hearing music with same-sex pronouns and lyrics about, same-sex love and all that would have helped you maybe come to terms with who you were, felt more comfortable being open sooner, finding yourself growing up?
Totally. I think I'm sure you would feel the same way, like being able to listen to a song and hearing pronouns that apply to you. It's like, it feels like you're going through whatever the artist is going through. And like, I just remember listening to music or growing, like I would listen to the Killers a lot for some reason. And I like pretend I was Brandon Flowers. And like, to me, it was like gay music because I was, you know, I was the voice singing. And it would have been so cool to just sing along to an artist that I loved that was a woman singing about how sexy a girl is or how her heart was broken, and like being able to sing that at the top of your lungs. I feel like because I didn't have it, or maybe it was there and I didn't have the opportunity to see it. I found myself dreaming a lot. Like I just lived in this fantasy world, and I would take these artists and I just like envision what my life would be like if the song was really about what I was going through.
Right. Yeah, I think it's like it makes such a big difference. And there's such, I mean, pronouns are such small words, but they're
huge. Yeah.
Like,
they feel short, small, but they're I think that's a better word. They're not small. Short. They're short words that really impact people and identify their authentic self.
Yeah. It's so funny too. Like if I'll put on some like random playlists where it's on, you know, like shuffle on whatever streaming, just so I can come across new stuff while I'm cleaning. And it's like, I won't even be paying attention, but I will hear if a girl says she, when she's me, I'm like, what?
You're like, ooh. So I don't know if we've discussed this, but like, I didn't know that Robin wasn't gay.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that?
No, I just assumed.
Yeah, I assumed too. So, cause she would sing like I'm in the corner watching you kiss her. And I remember hearing the word her and being like, oh my gosh.
Gay.
She is, I just immediately was like, yay. And like, I literally was hanging out with my friend Marla and she was like, no, like that is like, she was like, all these other songs that I was like imagining all of these like scenarios. But even that was like a big thing to just be able to hear, you know, her. And so imagine if, you know, that was actually what was happening.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we can have her like song fanfics. I think
she is. I don't know. Yeah. But in my mind, yeah, she's one of us for sure. Yeah.
Honorary, at least. Honorary.
Yeah, definitely.
What's another fun one? Let's see. Ooh, do you remember the first same-sex crush you had? Even if you didn't know like who it was? Like mine was the Pink Ranger. The Pink Power Ranger.
Really?
Yeah, I loved her. I don't know why. And I didn't realize what it was until I was older, and I was like, oh, that's why I was obsessed with
her. No, my first girl crush was my first grade teacher, Miss Spear. She was fire. She had like blonde. I love the natural curly hair. Like it was like naturally curly and then she had like these two bobby pins. And I loved that her name was Miss Spears, so she was single, you know, and I was like, ooh, like I have a chance. Like this, like who am I? You know, I literally
baby self has a chance.
Yeah, like I literally peed my pants that year in my overalls, and I'm thinking like Miss Spears, the one. Yeah, she was my first crush. I think I was very aware that I liked women. Mm-hmm. But I didn't realize that it was not, I don't think I was able to process, oh, that means you're gay, or, oh, that means you're different. It was more so like I had this crush, I liked these girls, but I didn't really recognize it for myself. Like I didn't really talk about it or discuss it with myself and be like, oh, that's wrong, or, oh, that's different. It was just more so like that's how I felt, like throughout.
Right. Damn.
I don't know if you felt the same way, but that's how I didn't really process what it was. I just knew that that's what it was. That's how I felt.
I had no idea until I met my first girlfriend. No clue. I had no,
I was just obsessed
Everyone
with my
has
best
their
friend
own.
and had all these crushes.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait,
Yeah.
that's why I'm not like all boy crazy like everyone.
Yeah. You were like, that's why I loved the Pink Power Ranger.
It literally was this big,
her.
straight up. I remember that like the first time I kissed my first girlfriend, and it was like my first kiss with a woman and whatever. And it was all of a sudden like a nuclear bomb went off level of light bulb moment where I was like, oh my God, like all these little pieces were just like connecting and coming together. And I was like, shit, I'm really gay. Okay. Like that's what that was. Cool. But it's nice to like, to have that kind of, I don't know, that moment to really like put the pieces together and figure it out. So
I think that's what's really cool though about our community is that we all are very similar, but we have like extremely different like experiences and journeys with self-realization of our sexuality,
It's really doing this whole thing with everyone so far. It's been so interesting hearing everyone's different stories because they're so vastly different, but then there's so many like nice little underlying similarities, and it's really fun to hear the stories. I think there's a slight silver lining to everything that's going on right now because we're able to see artists in a very stripped back way.
Yeah, being able to see people perform literally in their bedroom. I mean, the thing is though, sometimes I'm like, I don't want like certain celebrities. I'm like, I don't want to know what their house looks like. I'm like, I just have this like fantasy in my mind of like what their lives are like. So like, I don't want to know, but like, then a part of you, it's like, wait, what does their house look like? And you're like,
interesting bed.
What are they wearing today? Yeah. Interesting color palette.
Yeah.
Did you get that at West Elm or like, was that custom made? Like it's a really interesting time.
Yeah, it's fun to see for sure. Okay, that brings me to my last question because I don't want to keep you. If you could dream up your ideal creation zone, so no limitations on electricity, physics, location, you could be in the ocean, in space, like in a forest, whatever. What would it look like?
I have two choices.
That's totally
Can I do two choices?
You can do whatever you want.
The first thing that came to mind was like an ocean with no waves, but like the low, like they don't crash the waves. They just kind of go like this.
Yeah.
And you're in the ocean and like playing music and like rocking out singing, but you don't have like a wave ever crash on you. It's just kind of like this like little like flow like this and the wind blowing and the sun's out, like maybe like 4 p.m., 5 p.m. So that's one choice. And then the second choice would definitely be like a Machu Picchu situation.
Ooh.
Like top of the mountains, like vastness, like no one around, and just like it's empty but massive, and like greenery, and just like I feel like that would be really cool. It sounds like a Coldplay music video. I'm like imagining something like that. Sounds really great. What about you? What did you pick?
Mine, I actually got this question. Oh my God, that's crazy. I actually got this question because whenever I'm about to work on something, I have to like meditate away all my self-doubt and like shit talking to myself. So I'll usually I'll meditate that I'm in this meadow, and I kind of like go to this meadow whenever I meditate in my head. And it's like big grassy open, and then at the end of the grass is this cliff in the ocean, but then all the perimeter is like beautiful lush forest, but then it's sunny and raining at the same time, but warm rain, but I'm not getting wet.
Oh, I love warm rain.
Warm rain but not wet, and there's like birds chirping.
Like warm rain, not wet, my hair is perfect, my face looks flawless. Is that why you don't want the rain on? You're like, and I look perfect.
My hair is curly. I'm like not trying to
yeah, you're
like stressing me out. This is a no stress zone. But I would have that, and then I usually go through like in my meadow before I want to work, I'll do this. And in my meadow, I go into this room, and this room is covered with TVs all over, and all the TVs are me saying whatever like bad stuff I say to myself in my head, like you're not good enough, whatever. And I go and I turn off each one of them individually.
Oh, that's really good.
And then once they're all off, I go through this other door and it's like I'm back in the meadow, but I'm in this big glowing, like warm light bubble. And it's like all my, you know, instruments and shit are there. And it's just like you can see the outside, but you're in this like cozy little warm bubble.
Yeah, that's really powerful. I mean, you have to be like, that's like something you have to practice, because like you say, oh, I just turn off the TVs that say all the mean things, but like it's very difficult to do that, to be able to like identify all the voices, the verbal abuse that I do it to myself all the time. It's like I do something wrong and my inner voice is like, you suck, you know? And it's really hard. So that's something that you have to practice, but that's amazing that you're able to identify those. And then you enter this space with this bubble that is just like fresh, clean. It's like a clean slate, you know, that's awesome.
And I mean, it's
I need more of that. I just have like static TV, like just going on in my brain with all the things. And I just kind of like push it back. And then every once in a while,
being annoying.
I know. And then every once in a while I have a mental breakdown and then they explode. So it's like, you know, I'm going to have to work on that.
It's honestly, it's really helpful. Like I just know for myself, visualization makes such a big difference for how I feel. So
yeah, same.
Just pinpointing like what the hell I'm thinking that's making me feel bad, and just going, visualizing what it is. And either like, you know, if it's a painting, I'm ripping it off the wall and like tearing it up, or, you know, just some way to dispose of that negative stuff in a visual way. It's just helpful. But
I love that.
Yay.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be a part of the playlist.
Yeah, thank you so much. One more thing, I just want to take a screenshot as a picture so we can be cuties.
Smile like you.
What the hell's my hair doing? All right. 1, 2, 3.
Cute.
Thanks so much for tuning into She, Her, They. Make sure to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts and on YouTube for video from this episode. Join us at She, Her, They on Instagram, and if you want to give me a lurk, you can find me across all social media at I Am Kittens. Yes, that's like baby cats with an S at the end. We'll catch you next time.